And my final guest this week is from the Serra Padres. Please welcome junior defensive end and tight end, Christian Pedersen. Thank you so much for coming out here, Christian.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we just had Terrence here, and he was a great guest. But tell us, what is working so well with this team?
Big difference between last year's team and this year's team. I mean, we worked really hard for this, and we're all really bonded together. I've never been a part of a team like this, where we're all so tight and close. And I mean, we worked all summer for this on the track, in the gym. I mean, we really earned this.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk a little bit about you. How did you get into playing sports?
I started off at a very young age. I always loved watching football, and in third grade, my parents finally let me play, and then from there, it just took off, and then, yeah. So
has it always been football, or did you play other sports?
I played football, basketball, baseball. I stopped playing baseball in 7th grade, and then I played football and basketball freshman year, and then I dropped basketball to focus on football.
How did you end up at Serra, though?
My dad went there, my uncle went there, whole family went there. Mm-hmm. I was raised on Serra.
So you've been thinking about it since you were a little kid?
Yeah.
It was never a question?
Yeah, I always went to the games and stuff, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your academics. What's your GPA like?
I have a 3.4 right now.
Mm-hmm. And how important are academics to you?
I think it's really important. Parents always getting on me for it. Got to do my homework, got to study, because without grades, you can't play football, can't do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Terrence mentioned that Serra does a really good job of preparing you, to balance school and sports. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, the teachers, they really help us out. A lot of my teachers are super nice to me. They treat me they treat me really well, and yeah, they help us out a lot.
And then what do you like to do outside of football and school?
I do a lot of community service, help others. I'll go back to my old youth team sometimes, help coach the younger kids, and teach them football.
Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, dream is to, hopefully make it to the NFL one day. But if that doesn't work, hopefully find something in sports medicine or broadcasting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Serra has produced a bunch of college players in recent years, and you're only a junior and you play a lot. So how motivated are you to be one of those guys who ended up at the next level, like Lecky Nunn at SJSU, Aesop Winston and Patrick Nunn at Washington State, and Neo Mafi and Michael Turich at UCLA?
A lot of those guys were seniors my freshman year, so you look up to them, mm-hmm. and you think I hope I can be like them one day, and hopefully dreams turn into reality one day, and I can be like them.
Yeah. What's your current role on the team?
I do whatever I'm asked to do, but right now that's mostly blocking and kicking out the DNs and putting the fear of God in my opponents. Mm-hmm. And, I'm waiting for when my time's called. I've caught a few passes this year, but that's because we have so much weapons Nate, Terrence, Dalen. They've been going off this year, and I'm just waiting for whenever my moment is.
Mm-hmm. So do you get nervous at all, when you have to make that game-changing play as opposed to doing your blocking?
No, I've been preparing for this for my whole life pretty much. I'm just waiting for my moment.
Yeah, and how do you keep yourself ready?
I train a lot throughout the week, not only with Serra, but on my own. Got trainers, and
Yeah, and let's talk about players. Do you have a favorite NFL player?
Probably George Kittle, just because, in high school he was overlooked. He didn't get that much attention, and now he's one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. What about a college player?
I don't really got a college player right now. I just look up to all of them.
Mm-hmm. And you're a junior, so recruiting is still in full swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How has the recruiting process been for you?
It's been pretty good. Started off kind of slow, but recently I've had a few schools reach out to me, and yeah.
So we heard that Jerry Neuheisel invited you to the invite-only UCLA camp. How was that for you? Tell us about that.
It was awesome. I've always idolized their program and always looked up to them, and I was it's kind of like reality. It was cool. But I made sure I had the ball out down there, and got to meet Coach Sage and Coach Kelly, and it was an awesome experience for me.
So I got to shout out San Jose State.
Yeah.
Have they showed interest in you?
Yeah, Coach Atkins and I have a really good relationship. He's a great guy. I love him. One of my favorite coaches I met. And Coach Brennan is awesome. He grew up in the same hometown as me. Mm-hmm. San Jose State's doing a really good job of recruiting locally, and I really like what they got going on down there.
And what's your ideal school?
You know, I just want a school where, you know, they give me an opportunity to play with good academics, great coaches that love me, and, you know, a place where I can make my name.
Mm-hmm. So no specific school?
Got a few.
And you played for KT Prep, 7-on-7. How has 7-on-7 helped you, you know, with the tackle game?
A lot of people sleep on 7-on-7, but to be honest, Coach Kenyon and all of them, you know, they really helped me. They made me who I am, and like, they give you that dog mentality, and I mean, they say it, but it's actually different. Like, they help you get so much separation off the line and improve your route running and everything.
Mm-hmm. And are there other Padres that are a part of KT Prep?
Yeah. So myself, Jackson, Terrence, and Nate, we all played KT last year.
Okay. Yeah. So does that help, you know, your bond when you go to play high school football?
Yeah, you know, because we go from, in the off season last year, we went from workouts at Serra, and then we all carpool over in the 2-hour traffic to KT every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah.
So just football, all year long.
Yeah.
So talk to me about what is it like being a student athlete, balancing football, school, and your social life?
You know, it's really hard. I mean, a lot of people overlook it, but I mean, the hardest part probably, I mean, school's, honestly, in my opinion, school's harder than football, because, you know, you got all this pressure to do good, and then you got the pressure on your social life, and then your coaches get on you, but you just got to find a good way to manage all that.
So is there anyone you want to shout out?
You know, I want to shout out Coach Thomas. You know, Nate forgot to mention him. Coach Thomas, this is for you.
And I just want to say thank you so much, Christian, and go out and get yourself an Ike sandwich.
Thank you.
They're very delicious. Yeah. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.